Oh dear. I've done things. Oh no. Alright. Well, I'm sort of here, but I'm in wrecking ball mode, so there's that. Oh dear. I've done another heckin' bad. Just my night. Story of my life. What is going on over there? Okay. Ah. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, sorry. Just stuck my finger and stuff and knocked over. It's fine. Just one of those nights, man. So anyway, I thought I'd hop in for a minute. I've just been sort of hanging around. Not on here. Been trying to avoid it. I went in somewhere and left one comment earlier. I was like, huh, it's odd. Got the thing in his life. I was like, alright. I was like, oh, never mind. It's more circus bullshit. So anyway, whatever. So check back out, Kate, on what I was doing. Spent um most of the night and this morning babysitting myself. Sort of on one of those waiting on the daylight nights. Yeah. Anyway, um I had plans to come on, do some things, tie those together with other things, but I found better things to do with my time. I can't say, I don't know. How do you pick it all apart and weigh it? But, uh, say it, you know, the weighing of things. uh, so I didn't. I avoided the shit out of a few bait balls. And, I went instead and danced in the rain and, uh, came in pretty late and like soaps. Couldn't see out my glass because of shit. Like a drowned rat. The fam looks at me like, you okay, man? So yeah, I'm perfectly fine. And then it turned out like 10 minutes later that changed drastically. Turns out I'm not perfectly fine. It's amazing how things can turn in an instant. Such is the story of life, I suppose. all of our lives. Um, like I said, I'm just kind of hanging out, waiting on daylight. Um, and I rarely talk about any of the other children in their cases in any other manner than what these tragedy events get up to in them and around them and that thing, how they operate, function. Keep an eye out, watch for the same patterns. I compile what they're doing in theirs as much as I do Summers so that it continues forward so that something can maybe be done, right? Will be done. I'm certain of that actually. But someone, right? Today, like most of you, I heard that there were convictions. I don't know the rest cheered, but for me, I don't know what equates justice for such horrifying things, such innocent. Nah, I'm just, there's nothing on this earth fitting enough for that to call it justice. But, you know, hearing the word behind it that, they maybe have locations was good. But, yeah, I went to the real news to hear those few things that I have knowledge of. Um, didn't come here to tragedy pit Bill. I didn't turn on Justin. I didn't turn on the rest of these fucking goobers. It's real news. It's real investigative journals. Less than 2 minute clips, two of them. In an article, or somewhere, it was in written format, came across the screen that her mother stated as of today, you know, she is no longer Harmony Montgomery, she is Harmony Renee. And that hits somewhere for me. A little close to home, obviously. I would ask that all of you out there, as much as you've made, done, fucked with, chased down, tried to insert yourself in that, because I've watched you over the past couple of years run down blocks and oh, we heard on the scanner. I mean, I've watched y'all in hers as well, in her case, and everything else. As much as you've made on her and hashtag and pretending you really give a shit, about children of any kind around here, no matter the circumstances around them. Victims, survivors, fighters, that type of thing. I think probably the least you could do, the very least, is respect her mother's wishes. Go back and change all your hashtags and all your titles. Change them from Montgomery to Renee. So she no longer carries the name of a monster with her. And so she's free. It's the least you can do that way. All your garbage content on her, her case, her family, the invasiveness, law enforcement around her, doesn't carry her monster's name forever online with the rest of your shit. Honor her mother's wishes and help set her free. And it hits home because I too have a child. Luckily, so far, despite this group's workings and attempts at and everything else, putting it back around, monster that tried to murder all of us, hurt us, abused us. I too have a child who does not want to carry the name of their monster. You know, and hasn't in their own way for several years. So, anyway, my child's fairly adamant about that, and I respect those wishes. Watching how close it's come because of this group and what they've done to possibly making it a harmony situation for my own child, just so they get hands on her, not caring what happened to her after. It sort of hit home just a wee bit, you know. Um, so I think the least y'all out here could do for Harmony and her mother's wishes is to go back and change all your garbage that exists online about her, her mom, and whatever, her case. Just her and her case. Whatever. Go back and set her free of that monster's last name. Like her mom did today. It's the least you could do. Help set her free of it. And hopefully they find her soon with info they have. Anyway, um, noticed throughout the past couple days, obviously they are clawing very hard around here to latch on to the next child, the next case, this and there, but as usually holds true, these are being solved and semi-closed rather quickly. Um, Obviously, a couple of them past week or two or have not ended well and do not look like they're going to have happy outcomes. Okay. I don't need a tragedy pimp to tell me that. Um, really takes three sentences on a real news piece to glean that. But I'm watching this group once again, trying it as hard as I can as soon as the alert's released to latch onto each and every one. Like that's what these families and communities and law enforcement needs. It's not the last thing they need. The very last thing on earth they need. Um, there's something about the darkness tonight, the rain, I don't know, the last few days, things that have happened, I don't know, got a lot weighing, but more than typical, I don't know. Oh, why is it beans? We'll do it this way. Maybe. Alright. Let's see if I can find it. Now, my edge itself, I touched. Oh, there. And I seen that. That was terrible. Um, That was a headline from apparently a year ago. I can't believe that's a thing. I can't believe y'all made that a thing over here in a channel, but you did. So there's that. Anyway, um, I catch this title not long ago. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. This is what you're seriously, this is what the title is. It's gross at best. No. And of course, it has Harmony and Summer's name in it. And then ellipses and then body form. I'm like, I do not want to be whatever this is. I know I don't want to listen to it automatically, but yeah, I did it anyway. Start my life. Beef sticks? Seriously? I don't even know what's happening right now. Beef sticks. One night. There's not, sir. There is not.
Ever 30 beef sticks for $30. You can mix and match some of their flavors. I love these beef sticks. If you haven't tried them before, this is the time to do it. And please stock up because you will go through them quickly.
That
Just stocked up on a ton of Paleo Valley beef
really?
sticks. If you are a fan, this is the time to stock up.
I'll talk a little bit today about the Harmony Montgomery case and the Summer Wells case. So not much to it, not much to the video today, guys, but just wanted to give my thoughts on both of them because, today they found Adam Montgomery guilty in Harmony's case. They did find him guilty. And what worries me, comparing this to the Summer Wells case, okay, guys.
And I gotta tell you, I've listened to a couple minutes of this. The one part where he just, I don't know how you all. I don't
Is well, let me just read it to you here. Let me read it to you. On December 7th, 2019, the day investigators believe Harmony died, she has soiled herself in her sleep, prosecutors said. Her father allegedly beat her over the head viciously.
Well, I skipped that part earlier. Good God Almighty.
Telling his wife, I think I hurt her. I think I really hurt her this time. When I read that, all I could think of is the email I got in the Summer Wells case where this girl emailed me and said that she seen Candace backhand Summer in the car one.
See, I came in about this part. And this is why I kept listening for longer than that. And I've heard him
I don't know why Candace would have done that. This is alleged, because it was just through email. But,
and I don't know whoever emailed him. I don't know. Heard him say it many times. And I know here in the community, after Summer vanished, when people started speaking, heard that from people I trust in absolute terms. I know they wouldn't bullshit, lie to me. They were at stores, their reputations are solid in the community, and would definitely be solid riding any witness stands, and they could not be cast in doubt. And I've had them tell me to my face that they witnessed Candace backhanding, like with her forearm, Summer through the face and denying her candy bone. Getting the voice, that type of shit. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I know this person, these people, and when I was like, fuck this, I got candy, whatever. Told the bitch never to ever, blah, blah, yeah. You know. And I remember, obviously, hearing a long time after you all probably did, True over here saying that she'd seen, Candace wake up and start for no reason, hitting on the kids, whatever. I don't know. Just know it's what True said. So I don't know. But because of other pieces that exist, that I know exist, that's why I think there's a whole lot of shit with a whole lot of people's statements about certain things that are disturbing. Don't know if it means anything in the end. Only Ellie and Feds will be able to tell that. Summer herself, hopefully. I don't know. Where does it all fit? What's what? What's true? What's part of this? Part of that? Only they'll know. So even though I'd heard Don B says before, I kept listening. Despite the bullshit title and Harmony and Summer's names. But because both worlds feature domestic violence and drugs and all this other stuff, you know. So, in that aspect, it was, where's he going today?
Allegedly, this girl witnessed Candace backhand Summer in the car one day. What it was over, I don't know. But whatever it was over, if it's true, yeah, these kids deserve better. They deserve better. All right, so it goes on to say, after Adam hit her over the head viciously, telling his wife, I think I really hurt her this time, says they then went to a methadone clinic, picked up drugs, got fast food, prosecutors said in their opening statement. Drugs.
I know a great many have messaged me and Sarah, and I know a bunch of y'all still try, watch, do whatever. I'll never be that type of person. And especially these last years, details like that, I just don't even, they bother me a great deal. But, whatever.
Then, little Harmony had another incident, or another accident, prosecutors said. Her father turned around and beat her again. Goes on to say here in the news that she died moaning and gurgling.
I'm just like, I don't know, man. How in the hell does anyone do that to a little one,
As prosecutors said, he ate his fast food and shot up some drugs. Guys, that makes me feel so bad. That makes me feel so bad. Because we also know that, allegedly there was some drug use going on around the time that Summer went missing, around the time that her brothers got taken by,
I don't know. You've seen the fucking tweaker hanging out at the vigil, like 2-3 days before the boys were taken. You've seen the fucking tweaker that is one of the ones that come up here in this realm on YouTube from Squall's sector and then lied about everybody and everything else, including my son and myself from Ben Hill. But never spoke shit on being there tweaking, did they? But yeah, and continued to be for a long time afterwards. Even in my last days, around Ben Hill, they were still there, around it, partying the fuck down, tweaked the fuck out. Probably well after we left, they're probably still chasing shadow people onto other neighbors' properties and shit. But y'all bought it hook, line, and sinker off the same tweakers you could see on WJHL. You bought them over here on KMs and alleys and everybody else to targeting the shit out of people. They damn sure didn't come on here and be like, yeah, no, we're just over one team because Squall wanted us to fix the house and party the fuck down, you know? Even before the boys trade, yeah, whatever, bro. See, I'd say there's some shit, man.
Or, the Hawkins County Department of Children's Services. We, allegedly know that there was some drug use at that time. So this, comparing the two, really concerned me. Now, on a side note, let me go up here and read you some more stuff as I compare it to the Summer Wells case. Let me find it here.
This mistake is costing Amazon Prime shoppers. Are you still using Prime? Because at this point,
all right. So we know in the Summer Wells case, a lot of people have claimed from the early stages of the investigation that, if Summer's no longer with us, that her body had probably been moved a couple times, right? That was going all over YouTube at one point. Don't know if it still is, but let me read you this right here. As part of a plea deal, Kayla Montgomery gave investigators damning testimony implicating her husband on charges that include second-degree murder, abusing a corpse, and falsifying evidence. She told detectives that Adam kept Harmony's corpse for 3 months, repeatedly hiding it in new places before allegedly dumping it somewhere near.
And I can't disagree with Don on this. The entire community was afraid that was what was being done. And I think there's a right for the community to hold that fear or thought.
Boston. Although the girl's body has never been recovered, investigators allegedly found her DNA in at least one location where he allegedly stowed her body. And there again, that paragraph in this news article also reminded me of the Summer Wells case, just because a lot of people were saying that they feel like Summer's body had been moved several times.
My Raider said that it was possibility like that she'd been dropped back off in there. Okay, and then wandered off in the woods at one point. Others have speculated, that type of thing, but there was a real undercurrent and fear in the community that she was possibly in there and being moved around. I think it is why a great deal many of us kept our eyes on shit. ears out, eyes open, you know. But still hope. Man, it just, you can't describe it. Like, you have to think, I guess, all things all at one time. And everything is like a train crash, you know? But
Let me see something here. And this is horrible, guys. This is horrible. And I hope, I'm comparing these two cases because it just, it's kind of like similarities, with what people are saying versus what was actually done in this case. People are saying, they think Summer's body was moved a couple times. Harmony's.
it's like, things like this, you know, there are things I, go through every day in my head, and the all possibilities, fires, puzzles aspect, you know. It's, they bring all kinds of things to mind, you know. Hearing them out of others' mouths sometimes, I don't. Sometimes the simplest words lead you down pathways, new thoughts, new questions, question something a different way, you know. Some days or nights your brain's more receptive, I think, to being willing or able to try to push past other things and to think in new ways, you know. Or to think about things in different ways, or to allow the space to think about them in. I don't know. Depends.
Was moved a couple times, according to Kayla. There was drug use. The time, when Harmony went missing, slash, died. There was drug use when Summer went missing, slash, we still don't know what's happened. So I'll leave that right there for you guys to ponder on. But this part right here is really tough. This right here, reading this right here bothered me. And this probably came from Kayla, because Kayla, obviously took a plea deal and gave the police information on kind of what happened. After he realized Harmony was dead, according to investigators, he concealed her body for months, heartlessly crushing her into a duffel bag and then a cooler, and coating her with lime to reduce the odor of decomposition. Now, again, they searched and searched for Summer.
Okay, you guys, it's time. I'm going to answer one of the most asked questions I get in my DMs as a
Yeah, you know, I just, I don't know. People like this exist on the planet, I don't know, but it's a fact they do, but mm, it's just, you know, and obviously it's the second time this morning I've heard Don B say that. Just, like, really, what the fuck? I just, but the thing is, like, also, I mean, I don't know. I don't know, I'm perpetually just perplexed and the idea, just the knowledge that these predators are amongst us, right? But I know that survived and still trying to survive one of like in the realm of I had no problem trying to kill women and children, at least in domestic situations. There's not too many, steps between that, you know what I'm saying? But even knowing that and living that, it's still like a shock to that. And just people out there exist, and do that. And then go even further and that heartless and all. But then again, when you live around and struggling most heartless human beings, you ever had the misfortune of being intertwined with, you know, murderers and others with more soul than the goddamn monster you slept beside of every fucking night. I don't know, man. I don't know why I'm still shocked about a world in which monsters like that exist, where they would move around or just treat little ones like they're garbage. I don't, it's fucked up, man. So, Let's do that. Hold on, guys. Weird stuff's happening here, sorry. Uh, yeah. What the hell? here it goes from here. When I was little, she came across something, whatever, and she's trying to keep an eye on me, I think, too. So there's that. But end up getting her to start doing her thing further. Anyway, so
Removed. You know, if Summer's no longer with us, guys, if Summer's no longer with us, you know, that this is for you guys that, you know, believe that she's no longer with us. I'm on the fence. I don't know whether she's still with us or she has been hidden to keep Dolly and Candace from getting in trouble with CPS. It could go either way with me. You know, I don't have enough facts and information to go either way. But, you know, a lot of you guys have said that, you know, you believe that Summer's body has been hidden and moved a couple times. And here, and people's mentioned this to me before too. People's mentioned, well, do you think they could have covered her body with lime? That way the dogs couldn't smell her. And I really wasn't sure how well that would work because
and that really for me was the dumbass drop of the day, but I was like, whatever, we'll carry on, right? I did not expect it to get worse, but you know,
I mean, I've heard of it, but I've never heard of it being used where there's a criminal case like this involved. You know what I mean? My question,
now
and I really wasn't sure how well that would work because, I mean, I've heard of it, but I've never heard of it being used where there's a criminal case like this involved. You know what I mean?
now I don't know how you think he was like a true crime junkie. I think even basic folks out here have heard. But like, that's the thing. Lie and line both. It depends on what you're trying to do, but you know, there are many crimes that have featured both. But right, whatever.
Um,
But also, you see, like, that's not gonna do it, bro. Like, you're not gonna hide the scent of from the type of trained dogs by that shit. You're just not gonna do it. No way in hell. And as far as I recall, they're also trying to pick up on shit that's meant to fuck with them in a way. Certain ways or certain things that are used to do exactly like to try to hide. You know what I'm saying? Like, wait a minute, somebody's trying to fuck with us, so we're gonna hit on that, and also, you know, sense of, you know. So I don't know. I'm gonna go with a no. Also,
my question is, you know, if he did use lime, I mean, he did. You know, it says he harvested, crushing her into a duffel bag and then cooler and coating her with lime to reduce the odor of decomposition. And again, this is for you guys that think Summer's no longer with us. If Summer is somewhere out there in Beach Creek and they have done this to her, what are the odds of dogs not picking up the odor of decomposition? Because I'm thinking if they have moved her several times, they would have to use lime every.
Yeah, and there'd be traces of that every place. Also, scent. That's not going to stop a dog. It's just not, man. Also, if there's been any disruption in ground, that would have been seen. At least in the search radius with the big boy equipment, right?
Time that they have moved her. That's what I'm thinking. And when it comes to dogs, like cadaver dogs, can they pick up?
And those particular things, they all have effects on the growth of vegetation and things around it. So I'd certainly think that search crews or things like that, and especially the return with equipment, certain periods would pick up on things like that. One would think.
Decomposition, even though you covered up a body with lime. Can they? I don't know enough about it. Maybe if someone's watching this video that is an expert in that field, feel free to drop a comment. Let me know. That would be an interesting thing to know.
Okay, well, alright. Even whatever we're done. And right?
Have they experimented with that with cadaver dogs before? Is that part of a cadaver dog's training?
Just skip.
To where, like up here in decomposition, even though you covered up a body of lime, can they? I don't know enough about it. Maybe if someone's watching this video that is an expert in that field, feel free to drop a comment. Let me know. That would be an interesting thing to know. Have they experimented with that with cadaver dogs before? Is that part of a cadaver dog's training to where, like up here in Knoxville, we have what's
and this is where the shit show begins. Full out.
Called the body farm.
For those who don't know about the body farm, I think everybody here in Tennessee does. I think most around the country and world do now. It is very world famous these days. Has been for a long time. Once it became super famous because it was being featured sort of everywhere, way back late 90s, early 2000s, those wanting to donate their bodies and stuff like that could no longer do so because they cut the list off, right? They had enough people who wanted to donate their body that they're like, man, we're all full up for the next 300 years, so anyway, it's pretty world famous. Anyway,
I wonder if they have
Over 40, 2 makeup looks you're too old for. 1, makeup that creases in fine lines. We're old enough.
Done kind of like a shallow grave, not too shallow, but maybe 3 feet deep. Put a corpse in there, covered it with lime, waited a couple days, and ran a canine over it, or a cadaver dog.
And that's when the dumber than dog shit moment happens for me. I'm like, bro, I doubt at this point in time that there's not. I mean, like, after this many decades of body farm operating, and what they do is they put bodies out, different scenarios, crime scene type things, different conditions, different this, different that. For all types of different, collection of data and comparison. I mean, you name it, they do it, have done it. I can't imagine the body farm never having once dug a shallow grave and used substances of all varieties in them. And they also use this as training, like a training ground for law enforcement and things. And I know that they also, I just can't imagine. But also scent dogs. I recall watching programs, this and the other, but certain things are put out for the long way that I know there's attempts made to cover up scents. I'm pretty sure they probably tried everything under the sun a million different ways from Sunday. Dogs are trained very. I just can't imagine. Just as I can't. I can be like, well, I wonder if the body farmers ever dug a shallow grave, put a body in it, and put substances on it, or if like dog handlers, or I just I can't with it. Okay, because they're training. I mean, come on, bro, come the fuck on now. You know, you have some place that's world famous that's their job, is to think of every scenario, recreate, redo. I mean, all these things for decades now, and for law enforcement things to also use those. And then you have the way in which dogs are trained otherwise outside of there. I just don't know, man. I don't know about this fella here. He ain't quite right. I don't know if he does this on purpose. I swear I don't some days. If it is really just content, or if it's really just a sudden, I just don't know.
Over it. It'd be interesting to find out. I'm actually going to stay tuned, guys. I'm going to call the body farm. I'm going to call the body farm. I'm going to film this. I'm going to get a hold.
It's so sad.
The body farm and ask them if they have done this.
Or you could just Google it. You could just Google. Yeah. You could just Google.
This
Here, fuck it. We'll see what it pops up with, you know, too. Because I don't really know the answer myself, but common sense tells me the way dogs are trained and stuff that, no, that wouldn't work. See what answer we get. How in the hell would one put that in Google? And I'm gonna bet if a dog came upon something like that, or the residue, they would have a fucking fit just 'cause it would get up their nostrils and shit. And then the handler would be like, what the fuck's wrong with my dog? What the fuck are these people doing with chickens? I don't know, something happened to somebody's chickens. Cora. Ah! God, people think terrible things. Well, some drug dealer has questions. God damn, is there anything y'all don't put into fucking Google? Holy shit. Y'all out here wilding the fuck out on the internet, ain't you? Yeah, no. Look, these people say that, even with chickens, if somebody buried them and whoever had this problem with all the damn chickens dying here, they're asking for ways so their dogs will stop digging them the fuck up. I assume here. You will have trouble finding something strong enough to block the scent from your own nose. Once shallowly buried chickens start rot, you will not find anything that can prevent a dog from smelling it. In addition, the dog has scent of raw chicken. Good smell all along. Try to pick until the chickens can be full blown. Yeah. Ah! Why you putting that? Okay, this seems like the police need to visit this person. How long could my neighbor keep his dead dog cold in the shed before burying him? What the fuck are you people doing out here in Google land? I feel like that person needs to know, though. I feel like that's a murderer of some variety, and it ain't about any of that. Maybe McDonough should investigate that person and their shit. That concerns me. Seriously. That's a weird fucking question. Why are you concerned about your neighbor and dead dog and shit? What? I don't think this is about the neighbor at all. Shit. Or dog. This is really concerning. Human beings are fucking weird. Like, seriously. I shouldn't use this is uncourt. And now I feel like there's a murderer out there asking people on Quora for advice. That's fucked up. Dear FBI. Seriously. Holy shit, what are you people here doing? Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. I feel like there's now a murderer online being like, yeah, like, totally about my dog and neighbor. Bullshit. I feel like there's something there that needs to be investigated, man. Maybe Don B. stupid has led to us discovering a real murderer online. Hidden in the Quora about section under what search criteria did I put? I don't even fucking know. I don't know, but the question on Quora that I clicked on was, can I use this scent to cover up and keep my dogs from smelling the dead chickens that are buried in my yard? But that's what, man, funky ass shit over. Search criteria I used was consent be masked by Lime/Life for cadaver dogs. Right? That's the search criteria, and Quora come up like ScienceTrek.com first, then Quora. And then that, can I use a scent to cover up and keep my dogs? And then ellipses, right? I go in there, and there's that. I feel like we might have just found an actual murder online. Pretending it's about a dog, a shed, and a neighbor. I feel like we might have found one, guys. Maybe Don B actually is worth something. I don't know. Kind of concerned about what the fuck is going on online. Never mind, don't answer that. Okay. Now there's another new related question. What do you do if your dog finds a dead dog rotting in your neighbor's yard? And it is right above. Okay, you know what? The questions go as this. Thusly. Does the dog smell when you buried him in your yard? Now make that make sense. Does the dog smell when you buried him in your yard? What if the dog's dead? The answer's no. What the fuck? Okay. Second question on court. What do you do if your dog finds a dead dog rotting in your neighbor's yard? See, this is getting weird. How long could my neighbor keep his dead dog cold in the shed before burying him? I feel like this might all be the same person getting somewhere. Have we found a murder on Quora? Because of Don B this morning? I feel like it's probably the same super genius. Left all three. I don't know. I'm not clicking those, man. I'm not doing it. Okay, so can't pay me enough to click that shit. Fuck that.
This is kind of, I know it's dark, but again, it's You know, it's the reality. Unfortunately, it's the reality. I mean, in a perfect world, kids wouldn't get treated like this.
No shit.
Real
wouldn't
world. They heartlessly get crushed into a duffel bag, and then they get coated with lime to reduce the odor of decomposition because people are on drugs. So,
Not necessarily because they're on drugs, it's because they're an abusive monster piece of shit, who the system felt and was able to have custody of a child they should have never had, despite calls in and everything else. You know, this there. And even the mother was like, shit ain't right. Where's my kid? Was calling the system. Ain't heard from. Can't, there's no something's wrong. And the sister knew it's putting it with an abuse, this child with an abusive asshole. Should have never been. Should have never been. And the system should not have allowed to have been used to do that. I just, so many failures one way, but yeah, drugs ain't all that, man. I've seen a million drug addicts. Most don't go around doing that to children. But yeah, our drugs can monitor, but because a monster is a monster. Prone to that anyway, and then drugs make it worse, especially on certain brain centers. Empathy is center drugs become important, make it more volatile, dangerous. None of that should have ever been. That child should have never been anywhere near you. Or his significant other, who clearly knew the man was violent to children, though it should never fucking been. And here to tell through real news, looks like she too was helping in the abuse and torment of. So, yep. And also on drugs. Hey, y'all, don't tell the Jenny and Adrian and Pennies and all those involved in fuckery like it. Don't tell them how badly those situations. Oh, wait, that's right. The true crime junkies who follow criminal cases and court cases like this for decades, they know exactly how it can turn out. They just don't give a shit if they can get their hands on a little witness. What happens to them after, do they? Or how they can, be forced to give whatever they desired. The true crime junkie detectives by an abuser around them, yeah. They damn well know. Anyway, carry on. Especially when a spouse and, both parties exhibit certain behavior patterns, even in several courtrooms, of anger and rage and can't contain or act right, even in those settings, and are absolutely known to be on substances and shit. Yeah, real hot. It's all about save the babies over here, though, ain't it, guys? Oh, yeah? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway, Karen.
again, guys, you're going to have to stay tuned. I'm going to get a hold of Body Farm in Knoxville, see if they have ever done that experiment with a cadaver dog with any, like the Knoxville Police Department or Knox County. Stay tuned for that video. I'll try getting a hold of them tomorrow to make that video. Stay tuned for that. But again, guys, comparing the Harmony Montgomery to the Summer Wells case, there's a couple things in here that make me kind of compare them. And
Hmm. Drugs and domestic violence. Yeah, well, maybe if more people took it fucking seriously. And he had a history, that's the thing. Her father had a history. A history.
They worry me.
Just like our monster does. Literally showing y'all proof. He's a child abuser. Y'all are propping him up on panels. He's admitted to harming our children, sharing the fucking messages, and you all have a fucking known woman and child and animal abuser propping them up around here, acting like there's somehow two sides to every story. Now I don't give a shit about mine and his. Fuck it. What's the two sides to every story to abusing children other than he's real heckin' sorry it ever happened? No, poor fella. Doesn't save them from the scars, does it? What they ever do to deserve that shit? But y'all propped him up in a realm where y'all supposed to give a shit about children. Survivors, DV, this and the other, harmonies, obviously, being talked about. Others. Now y'all suddenly give a crap about DV, histories, patterns. Y'all got a known woman and child abuser, an animal abuser, using him to target those same people for over 2 years now, behind and in front of the scenes, boldly in front of the world, acting like there's somehow an excuse for what he did to children. Even if you can somehow excuse or justify what he did and continues to do to me, what about our children and the way in which you've seen him, you know, continue to bear? I just, do we do with this group little, still don't like, you know, and twisting shit in this little group, twisting shit, sad things have ever, and only being upset that he was being punished because people thought he was full of shit and wouldn't give him cash apps anymore. Because his little buddies, Jenny, Adrian Lips, and the rest lied and twisted shit. Y'all haven't known abuser, women and children. One that's attempted to murder them all, propping it up on a panel. Many of them. And in chats. You may be able to justify somehow to yourselves, later than me, because you dislike me, but how the fuck is there an excuse for what he did to them and still does? And uses this realm to make sure there's fear, terror, tries to break us all apart, cause problems, keeps eyes on us. You know, how? How do you do that? You tell me. You tell me. Whatever.
I'll be honest with you, they really do worry me.
I mean, you have a man sitting on all these panels who's literally tried to murder myself and these children. If he had been able to succeed in those many attempts that he intentionally was going to enact those things, you know, like he'd be in a prison somewhere, you never heard, you know. But here this dude is amongst you sitting on panels and y'all are like, oh, it's fine. You've tried to murder your children and, you know, a woman you're with this long. And it's fine. Oopsies, it's Tuesday. You know, I don't get it. I don't get it. YouTube is a weird fucking place. Ain't it? Wow, these streets. But what else do you expect from most creators who are actually trying to get some of us murdered anyway? And on top of that, and with its help still. Fucking wow, bro. Still just living the dream, the same one fucking 3 decades long, right? Anyway. It's getting daylight here. Summer, flex your lungs all you like. Hope you have a flying shit. Oh, thanks for trolling this morning. Anyway. You know, it's stupid shit though, right? Sometimes. And it makes you during some of the longest nights go back and repeat, revisit, try to think about things differently or I don't know. Don't know. No, there's only out of all those nights, days of listening and watching, searching and waiting for any sign, anything. My brain is in like train wreck mode. All possibilities, right? despite carrying hope. But you still listen and keep an eye out for all things. And I know that there's only really, there was many noises and movements in the night and very early on that concerned I and others. I know they were taken seriously by certain folk. It's up to them to know what those, whatever, But out of all of it, I could only name one time, and it was after the scalebacks. That I heard disturbed the ever living hell out of me. Still does. Still absolutely does. I still wonder about it. My ears picked up a sound. Couldn't quite. After a minute or two listening and being lit up, I was like, what the fuck? And I knew it to be very odd. I tried to track it down, pinpoint it. I knew what kind of activity it was. I knew it wasn't right. I tried to pinpoint it for hours. Called my friend, one of my besties, on the phone, and I was like, do you hear this shit? Listen to how loud this is. Even they were like, holy shit. And brought the kids out and was like, y'all, where is this coming from? And every time I think it'd have a beat on it. And it didn't, and I couldn't track it by myself. Called others to try to help me track it. And then what happened was Monster installs bullshit. Some bitch shows up. Those little things. I'm hella concerned by this point. I'm flipping the fuck out. And it's double dog dared me to have any men on the property, even though obviously it was doing its own thing. It's, whatever. But it was still none. Wasn't telling me shit. phase, so I was gonna run off with another fucking whore at that point. Typical seasonal bullshit, you know. Right off to bang another one for a few days, come back. Keep me in the box. Usual typical. Rinse repeat. Because I still wasn't one of them anywhere near me. At the house, property, and that shit. It's telling me everything's gonna be fine, blah, blah, things. And so anyway. And then others I found couldn't get there to help me. And then shit just got worse, monster and everything after, and tried so hard. But within a very short period, the cell moved off, but still wanted certain things checked. But it reflects the fuck out of me about how something like that of that magnitude then just stopped and vanished. It shouldn't have. And I had no direction to point anybody else in, really. I mean, I kind of have a few ideas, but something even I couldn't track on my own. I tried mightily, but it was the only sign of anything I ever heard or saw, and it was gone so quick even before I just, it makes me wonder a great deal of things, you know? What is up with that? Restreams the program, it doesn't mean it's not live. Dear Lord. No. I just don't know where it was fucking coming from. But it was present in amounts it should have never been. And even I couldn't fucking track it. But it was, still is, something I go over, you know? No. But out of all those minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, it's the only time there was sign of anything. One I've been listening for just on the All Possibilities train wreck, but I couldn't track it. And after what was happening with Monster and everything else in there and distrust and shit, and people making us feel entirely unsafe and like things are being done. I don't know. Still wonder. Oh, I guess I always will. Until their answers, you know? Anyway, it's hard to explain to anybody. Don't know. At that point, how all the bullshit, because of one piece of shit monster and family of abusers, levels of distrust up and down the fucking board, not knowing what's really what at the time and knowing you've been double dogged, you know shit's up, you know threats been made, you don't, all you know for certain is It's amazing how much of an impact a monster on everything. Even in moments like that, you're afraid to reach out further in your community. You know that you're fucked. You're left to die if you piss off. If you do this, you've already had threats levied against you to use those things. You don't know what's fucking happening in your goddamn chaos. And then you get double dog dared to have anyone there. You know, you're trapped. You just don't. You expect the same cycle of run off, bang whores, come back. I mean, you face repercussions for and then things can be seen by a certain monster and family is doing shit to fuck with them, so you don't know what the fuck to do. Um, and then you realize over a course of days something's really fucking wrong. Your attention turns to trying to figure out how bad wrong shit is with the monster and the shit you're promised and threatened with, and you just try to get you and the kids clear and safe, and then you reach out for help, and it's not a goddamn joke. The threats seem to be fully there as promised. I don't know, man. The impact. Just a single monster and a nest, a family of them outside of and settling. Something like an average Tuesday that turned into a not average, you know? Still irritates the piss out of me every day. And then I was unfortunate enough to catch this little tidbit. I don't even know why in the fuck it showed up in my algorithm. Right, because I've been laughing at dumb shit about the deck of cards, but I say every now and then I go around for a good laugh, you know? Anyway, and algorithms, they're, they're real, my dudes. So anyway, what the hell is that doing there? You know what? I don't know. I hovered too long. I want to go look for it. No, wait, it's under that top. I forgot. Alright, so apparently somewhere in the last, I don't know, who the fuck knows? It's gotta be when Chris made an appearance somewhere the other day. I don't know. I don't really give a shit. There was one. But there's this clip, right?
Me directly. Me directly.
I mean, it could have been from long before we were a republic. It could be now. I don't know when this occurred. Okay. Actually, I should probably maybe have some details. So I don't know. It looks like way back he was still heavy promoting the book thing. Hell, I don't know what happened. I just know there's a short clip, and y'all know how I feel about short clips out of context. This one can be put, I guess, anyway.
I asked her, I said, so tell me about this, polygraph for an example. Well, she stopped midstream. Everybody can see it. They can go watch it on the video. And she says, well, I just couldn't do it that night. Well,
the first one that I took, and I didn't really take it because they kind of threw me in the back of the squad car, so I was really upset and, just I was crying my eyes out.
okay.
And so when I got up there to the courthouse, we tried to do it, but I couldn't do it. Okay. So we waited a few days, and then I went back and I did it, and I passed it.
Okay.
So that was that.
And she later tells me that, she was high as a kite.
Now, I don't know. I know what I was told by them in person. About these things, Vance, the reason of not passing and then eventually passing and all these things, but one of the stories is that an agent or somebody was screaming and yelling at her, finger in her face, telling me, "No, you did it, la la la, where's she at?" Or slammed her in the back of the cop car, la la, took her to do the polygraph. She was too upset. I remember thinking to myself, well, maybe I missed the screaming and yelling to those degrees, just because of the activity and how much noise there was in there that first night for a while, a couple hours. It's like, whatever. Plus, we were also all busy being questioned and everything as well. I don't know. It's like, hell, maybe that took place inside. I don't know. Or put too much thought into it other than be like, well, I didn't hear that, but okay, if you say so, right? And did recall one or two things that I was like, well, guess she was actually taken to do one, whatever, but whatever. Anyway, I often wonder about her appearance. And she came into contact with me after 6:09 p.m. There's a reason I've asked them the questions I have from some of the others over here, but see, they couldn't stop tragedy pimping long enough to fucking help. Or to be a fucking use of any kind. Some of them absolutely on purpose to continue to fuck up shit. On purpose. Since very early on. Long before many of us were public or anything else. But, they're more worried about that than actually helping in any way. No, but they'll take info from close as they can get it. But, you know, I couldn't still very much see Candace when she pulled up to me that day in the roadway. And I still question, even now, what she looked like. I go back over the pallor, the way she appeared to me, why I immediately went with whatever the fuck she told me about summer clothing or skin. Initially, what I may have attributed to other things being others, but there was, and I don't know how to describe it really. Could have really been only one of three things. I mean, a whole lot of it was definitely bullshit, for sure, regardless of appearance. But what reason for the bullshit? Anybody's say, I guess, but well, not really. There's only a couple reasons that could be as well, but after a while, you realize maybe what you're seeing is not what you were seeing in quite a few different aspects. But you know what you're seeing, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't, right? I'll swear it's another one of my riddles or puzzle speak in it. In a way, it's because I can't say outright. If I do, this place takes off with it. Something else that can be woven from by those who shouldn't have it told from. Just try to mask it. Something. But who else is left to describe it if not the first person, technically, that Candace seen? Well, I mean, there's the second instantly after me, but I don't know if they noticed. And maybe they did, but they have different thoughts or different films about it. I don't know. Maybe some of the others noticed too, but doesn't mean each of us didn't see or attribute or whatever to different things. And therefore, descriptions in those first minutes after 6:09, something like that would have changed drastically, and very quickly. Anyway, adrenaline, sweat gland pickups, mental acuity, shock versus, I don't know. So every person could have seen something entirely different and attributed it to something different. But for me, later on, realizing what this story was a series of events, though. Timing, all that. Statements made at least publicly. But only once a certain amount of time passed could I be like, yeah, it's not me. It's different than what I thought it was upon initial appearances. And maybe Ellie knows, and that's been left out of public view, public info, not by Ellie, but by others. But Ellie does know in the background. I don't know. I really don't. I wonder how love love. But this one right here, can't say buy shit from really anybody around these streets. And after statements, no eyes, especially because of what was current there and info and the stuff, and then comparing weird fuckery then with weird fuckery now and throughout the YouTube streets of certain people, and it's sort of having a flavor to it, you know? So, I just don't know. So I don't know, sometimes his words to take as, and then really it's just words given to somebody far on down the road anyway. So, one obviously lied to and fucked with. That's so I don't buy people who, for me, fall under certain criteria on certain scales and such. Probably pretty high on. So, I don't know. was sort of lost in thought earlier. Stuck on the I guess what I came to come to find out last fall was the, I guess, final version of the dog trail is there. Even though for me, I'm like, really? Obviously about it, but like all things, even if I roll my eyes, I still burn fires and puzzles with it, think about it, go over it, play the worst game of hokey pokey on earth with it. You put the right one in, you take the left one out, you put, rinse, repeat. And I think that was because of listening to Don Bungle's everything over there. I think that's why I ended up lost in thought a little bit on him. So it got me thinking a different type of way and a different avenue. And then trying to put dates together with certain shit. And having to combine those with the dates of this group, like PG and others starting to write shit for him, butterfly shit up for him, people inserting and shit and things to that degree. So, yeah. Versus real life. There's absolutely zero signal on this thing. No idea why. Anyway, y'all. Um, it's just been one of those nights, I guess. It's awful rainy here, like I said, and it's pouring, actually. Has been since about dark yesterday. Really good. I think I'm gonna need a boat today. Um, but I have indeed made it to another dawn. One more day, right? But I don't know. There's not a day that goes by, I don't think. I wish I'd found the realm of human beings, real hearts, real experts, real anything. I wish every day, honestly, that none of this existed to where, and in the way it does, and the way it hunts, terrorizes, screws with, tampers with, inserts in, manipulates, does things, to do this in and around open and active investigations. Even before you know it's happened. To where I in this realm would have never met. Still not my favorite thing on earth, never will be. Every day I feel, though everything's stasis, everything feels like June 15th. Though time has moved forward and it's gotten easier to feel that. Time does move now. Still feels like living the same everything every day, especially with monster on the loose. Ever still feel like you live in the same goddamn nightmare. But you always, whether stasis or not, you feel a clock ticking. The clock that ticks where you don't know how many sunrises or sunsets remain, or there will be, or whatever. Especially when you're dealing with an entire group of people who continue to try to make that not so on top of everything else. Make it to where you don't see another monster helping with that as well. And of course your own traitorous body being a dick. Absolute dick. I don't know why it's gonna be such, but it is. So it's just the way it is. I will tell you that, obviously, y'all know I've been having some issues since that shit the other day where all the stuff with Bones and Fred come into play, and I ended up ever head first and body weight on and whatever. Shit ain't getting no better. Shit's getting worse. My right leg from that day forward has not worked right. It's continuing to get worse and worse. Things are happening. And yesterday I assumed as I was still alive is when something really happened, but I didn't know it for what it was. I just knew that it was an extreme pain. Different than the others. And then after I finished dancing in the rain and such, despite my monkey ass leg and other weird things that have been happening, like my speech getting worse, right side growing weaker, and I started going in and out more than as usual, that type of thing. Anyway, I came in like a drowned rat, right? So, well, before I eat, I have dinner and all this other stuff. With little, I'd scald my skin off because the rain was pretty cold. Thought it'd help warm up with that, you know. And, I just thought, well, ain't it getting better because the stress monster running the streets, the bullshit, the purposeful garbage this plays, tragedy pimps are doing with him right now. Just usual shit that happens and how things go wonky with me during all that. Anyway, I just thought it was all. But anyway, so I happened to look back, which I don't think most of us generally do, don't have a habit of. And I know that like 2 days ago when I shaved, this was not that way. So this is why I think this is what happened during the live stream where something really jacked up. Um, but I have this my entire leg suddenly looks like this shit, right? That ain't normal, bro. And last night, dudes. In person, it looks like somebody has absolutely beat the entire living shit out of the back of my leg. Uh, from like mid thigh down, etc. It ain't it ain't too pretty. Okay, it just ain't. It just ain't. Okay. Anyway, so I was like, oh shit, that ain't cool. So Yeah, I and the family for sure. So DVT, blood clot. Definitely gonna take care of it. And since I hold the condition for him, especially thanks to the heart attack this fucking group gave me already, that fucked up another valve in my heart. Absolutely. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna have to manage that. And so, hence the reason I've been up babysitting myself through the night this morning. Hoping it doesn't break loose and go anywhere until it's been a hell of a night. And my leg really fucking hurts. Just want to make it clear. In a strange, not difficult fucking way. Even for all the leg pain I have because of thyroid issues and muscle cramps, like this is not right. So yeah, something's very wrong, and yep, and you can look up pictures of DVT yourself, etc. Yep, and it's part of what worst case scenarios I share about. And hey, you remember those really helpful blood transfusions I was receiving at Don B? Thought was funny enough to come over here and write who gives a shit on? Well, I did. A little did. Ended being there longer. I did. Getting more of those helpful little blood bags. Couldn't know. Sold off. This and the other. Also stupid. Applied over there. So, a couple things. But tragedy pimps applied. And risk or danger from a little one felt needed to come back. So, yeah. Remember those blood bags that don't be? Remember who really gives a shit on? Well, it's been pretty helpful. Continuing to get those and everything worked out, be pretty helpful too. The bullshit, the monsters running loose, shit done, fuck people on purpose to degrees to where you state outright, much like Cher and Ziggy, that they are trying to make you afraid, like the Jennies, the Adrians. They are fucking with you on purpose, terrorizing you, trying to make you distressed, intentionally, knowing full well from the beginning, much like Ziggy, that you do indeed hold certain health conditions. And this group knows full well because of showing receipts for heartache and others. And then intentionally causing someone distress, fear, harm, knowing with absolutes that it causes and plays roles in their health condition. Well, there's a different flavor to it then. So anyway, all I've really got to say is, fuck y'all. Made it to another dawn. Despite my leg. I'm going to try to take care of that today. See what unfolds that business. That way I can maybe make it to tomorrow's daytime hours too. Fuck all of y'all. Y'all good this week? Did you get your content? 3 or 4,000 views piece? Yeah. Monster, have a good time with you. I hope so. I hope so. Okay. You never know, maybe I'll finally accomplish a mission, right? Hands off by proxy. Maybe Justin can come out and proclaim this one time he bought a non-slip parachute. Oh, that's right. No, he just, yeah, it's fine. Y'all go on ahead, motherfuckers. Anyway. Just can't. One more time. Little speck. The vast cosmos. It's a beautiful day in my neighborhood. Even if it is raining, I'm gonna go dance in that shed. See what the fuck I can do about this shed. I've made it one more day. And today, even while I'm trying to fix this shit, I'm gonna try to continue to find the real answers or shake loose something somewhere. Burn fires, puzzles. Also, while I'm thinking about it and here on this beautiful day in my neighborhood, on this little speck in this vast ass universe. Um, little came to notify me of is somebody in the background saved one of our older lists. It looks like it ordered off of it at some point, by the way. And she's gonna delete this list. Because nobody should have didn't expect anybody to save it anyway. Somebody's ordered off of it. What they ordered off of it was apparently a video game and that Chromebook. Don't know how long ago this was or when it was ordered, but all I can tell you is if you're the one who did that, you need to call them and tell them it was never received, or get through to Enhanced or die and tell them what dates it was ordered, because it never got here. And you either need to, I don't know, have them pull signatures, something, delivery dates, I don't know what you need to do on your end, because I don't know. And at that one, she didn't have it where she could see what was, yeah, I don't know. So, and she didn't keep a check on it because it wasn't public. So she just discovered this. She was going through the others to delete. So if you're the ones that did that, contact Amazon, tell them it was not delivered or did not get to the person it was supposed to. See what they say and please check in with Enhanced or die. Or if you have messaging capabilities of me, just message me and let me know. We'll work together to figure the situation out. Alright? Because like I said, there's no way of us seeing when it was ordered, how long it's been, if somebody had saved it and just recently did that. But either way, didn't come here, man. So, either way, I don't want y'all to anyway, so if y'all can fix it on your end and just get your shit back or whatever way it needs to go. It needs to go somewhere, because, you know, I don't know where the hell it's at in the universe, you know. So, and apparently, I guess you don't either, you know. So, anyway, Little's like, what the hell? She's like, I was gonna delete this one, look. It says I already have one. I'm like, what the fuck? And so, yeah, whoever did that, thank you, but you never got here to her. But we don't know when you actually ordered it, because apparently you said list at some point, and she was no longer keeping an eye on them. She didn't expect that, so it doesn't show shit really on our end. So we'll need your help fixing that situation for yourselves at the very least, so that you're refunded or whatever. I don't know. Don't know. It's up to you. Just contact me. Contact me. It's your die. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to, and Little also decided that, the nails were necessary, so she's like, I do nails. It's like, she's like, please, I need to try out this new thing I'm doing. It's like, fine. And she said, I'm gonna do these. I did not have to pay the house. Like, do whatever, kid. She put these on me. I don't know how I'm gonna function with these, but I'm trying real hard. So, yep. And this morning I'm just like, man, if I die, y'all best leave these on my hands. That's all I'm saying. They're cute. They're heckin' cute and they're purple. Alright. Sorry. My dark sense of humor. But seriously though. Uh, I don't know. If you don't laugh about it, what else you gonna do? They are. Scouts did a good job. She was trying different technique or something. She said, I don't know. And she already has her own on, so I've been used as a, yep. I've got to get her one of those little hand things. Where they do it on those? Something. She sort of giggled at me. She's like, get used to tapping with you at the back of your fingers, your knuckles. I was like, thanks, kid. Thanks. I've been set up for failure. Right. Slow tapping for a month. For a minute. So anyway. You guys, I'm gonna call it a day for now. And we'll see what the rest of the day holds. And the rain, it's supposed to hang around for a day or two. Sunset and next sunrise is coming hell or high water, right? Anyway, Yeah, trainer. I am. I I think my number's written on me in bathroom stalls or something. That's what I hear. I guess that's what you're implying, right? With the trolling. Anyway. Yeah. Alright, guys, I'm out of here for right now. And indeed, Scout. There's always hope, and I'll continue to have hope. I'll continue to have hope. Either way, I know I have faith in the feds. I know that. And surrounding Ellie, I have absolute faith. Hope and but that is not going to keep me from burning, puzzling, and trying every day all day. In the meantime, so anyway, you guys, I'm out of here for right now. As always, please share the DV/Universal Hand Signal for Help to Canada save lives from public to private homes. Being able to tap a device to the hand signal over it quietly so people that are a danger to those doing so to others, don't hear anything. People can be saved in time, those with health issues, speech disabilities, choking, alone, all these things. It can save so many across so many realms. Mm. Is there a reason I should expect fall? Scott? Anyway, um, because I didn't technically fall the other day. It's not even remotely what happened. Anyway, so, as always, please share the DV/Universal Hand Signal for Help. And, forever keep sharing Summer's picture information and calling her by her name. It is a very tangible way to help find her and to help bring her back to her community, law enforcement, and courts, and her brothers, so that she and they can tell her story. They're the only ones that deserve to do so and should do so, and hold the pieces in order to put all the things together. But by info, y'all know I do not mean tragedy pimp garbage, social media bullshit, jailers, bullhorns, Olivia's, you know, Justin's type of garbage, tragedy pimp BS, you know, none of that. Stick with real investigative journalists and locals surrounding law enforcement, Tennessee State Police, TBI, FBI, and journalists like Ansley and Bobo and others. Some of the best and earliest interviews that aren't tampered or screwed with are by them. I encourage you to go seek them out, especially Bobo's on Hawkins County News over here if you're more of a YouTube person. But Hawkins County News, Rogers Review, Kingsport Times News, WJHL, etc. Also downstate, good news stations down there that did a wonderful job. Still do covering summer. I also encourage all of you to please go, and if you can spend 10 seconds over here watching a clip, spend 10 seconds to go search TBI's website for Summer's Q&A. It will keep these creators from misleading you into half the garbage you believe, being able to feed you narratives, use you, manipulate you, feed you bullshit, have you targeting and doing crazy shit online, slandering the hell out of people, tormenting people, thinking kinds of crazy shit, conspiracy theories, and woo-woo nonsense. And they'll make sure they have to stay within a certain bounds, being knowledgeable themselves, instead of lazy little critters like usual. Alright. But, and if you can't find it easily on the Fed's website, TBI's website, I know that Bobo includes it, the link to it, in a lot of his Rogers Review articles and otherwise. So just Jeff Bobo, Rogers Review, Summer Wells, and I know he copy and paste portions at times as well on those. So, but yeah, definitely stick with the real journalists, real LE, right, around summer. Not YouTube, not social media, none of that garbage, and not even those of us around all of this speaking, because all we can do is, give you our perspectives, our lives around, and even some of what we may have witnessed, heard, seen, etc. June 15th, year 4, all this time after that type of thing, but that does not mean that everything is a thing. Doesn't mean everything heard, witnessed, seen on June 15th is a thing. And chances are, because there's more than a few of us, that not all things by all of us are going to be included in whatever is the final answer to everything. A whole lot of shit is not going to count. It's going to be wrong. Doesn't apply. And anybody tells you different, it's full of shit. That's just how it is. So even we are not the info you seek, nor that in which you should be sharing. Alright, it's just how it is. But, yeah, stick with the real journalists for law enforcement. Alright. Anyway, y'all, please keep sharing Summer's picture information, calling her by her name. Like I said, it's a very tangible way to help find her, bring her back to her community, her brothers, law enforcement, courts, so she can tell her own story, so they can help her do so. Okay? It's also, wildly enough, a good way to shake loose the person or persons responsible. Maybe one day they'll even do the right damn thing themselves without all that. Pick up the phone, walk up police steps, Hardy steps, I don't give a shit where, and turn themselves in, because truth is, they can't outrun, outlast, or out chaos what's coming for them. They will be found, whether they want to be or not. It's just how it is, man. It's just how it is. Can't hide in darkness forever. Can't hide in chaos forever, and you can't outrun, outlast the feds and all these men and women hunting you. No way in hell. Y'all share some of this picture information. Call Brandon. And I hope each and every one of you today enjoy your day on this beautiful little blue speck in these vast, vast cosmos. And remember, we're all human. We ain't perfect. None of us. But we can all kick out good pebbles, light good sparks, and be a voice when where we can. It can change worlds and lives for people you may never know of or never meet. But it can. Even simple things like a smile at a stranger on a gray day. It can save and travel all around the world and save somebody else's life. You never know. It's the little things, people, the little things. They count and they matter. But enjoy your days. All of them. Rain. Sure. Have a good morning, good evening, and good night.